Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, August 10th, 2020 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I move the way love moves me. And we have a lot to dig into today, but I actually want to start with a quick glance ahead at what's coming this week. And this may become a Sunday evening for the week ahead thing. We'll see. But this week definitely has a few alerts. We have the Yod continuing through this week. So again, Yod meaning the finger of God, the finger of fate. This is important. And that finger of God, the finger of fate, is pointing at Leo. So the more we can let love move us, and the more we can let love think us, the more we can utilize the energy of love in any conflict, in any situation, really, the better, because that is the big lesson. Keep coming back to the heart. It also means tending to your inner child. I feel like there may be some really old past life deep structural, it's hard to say right now, structural energies coming to light. So whether it's outside, which is definitely gonna happen, or even internally, things that have been maybe part of your structure, maybe hidden, like I said, multiple lifetimes potentially, all of this energy could be bubbling up. Face it with love. All right, so Yod continuing. Whew, and that is very important because we have the first of our Mars-Pluto squares. We will have 3 Mars-Pluto squares in 2020. Actually, no, is that true? Yes, it is true. I was just thinking, I was like, wait, where are we going to have 3? Yes. We have Mars preparing to go retrograde. And so Mars retrograde, well, Mars right now is making one pass over this, and then it'll retrograde and make another pass. And then once it goes direct, it will make another pass. And I was trying to think, I was like, are we going to have that pass? But yes, we will. So 3 passes of this Mars-Pluto energy. Mars and Pluto are both very explosive energies, and square energy brings up resistance. I mentioned volatility in the astro the other day. This volatility is definitely continuing. Be aware of your inner volcanoes. Be aware of your independent feelings versus any power and control from authority figures or figures outside of yourself. These energies coming into this square this week, what is it going to be like? Early Thursday that we have them exactly meeting. Like I said, it can feel very hot, bothered. It can feel like chafing, uncomfortable. You may feel anger rising. You may feel feelings around power and control rising, very uncomfortable. This is also happening as we're moving into the dark of the moon. So we're going to have the moon, moon adding a little energy into that. The dark of the moon can bring up hidden feelings, hidden emotions, just the same as that Yod, that Yod having that Neptune piece, bringing up old stuff. This is all good. This is all happening for us. But again, it's a lot. We also have Mercury preparing to go retrograde. Did I say Mercury? Sorry. Uranus. Take the Mercury and add a little energy, and that's the Uranus retrograde. Now, Uranus does move slower than Mercury, but still, if you are a sensitive electrical person, have a sensitive nervous system, anytime Uranus or Mercury go direct or retrograde, it can play with your nervous system cycles, your sleep and wake cycles. So if you find yourself a little overstimulated and not sleeping as well, it could be any and all of this energy, but definitely I would point the finger at Uranus. We have some more stuff going on, but we'll do that in the daily. So that is like a little week ahead glance through. That being said, we do have an interesting energy that we are facing today. We are working with Mercury square Uranus. So again, Uranus is a higher octave of Mercury. It is electrical. It works with our thinking process. Anytime Mercury and Uranus come together, there is definitely innovation, ideas coming through. It can be very unconventional, and yet there's this square. And so again, square has the resistance energy. So we have Mercury in Leo. Mercury in Leo is ready to focus on what you love. Uranus and Taurus. Uranus and Taurus. Now that can align with what you love if you align it with your values, but it can also align with what's going to make me money and what is going to be practical. And so you may find that resistance in like this desire to follow your heart versus, oh, that doesn't feel very practical, that doesn't make any sense, I don't know if I'll get good production value out of it, all of that. And so you've got to find your way through that. We also have the square if we look at the other way. Taurus holding down the value, like, oh, I really value this, this is important. But that Leo ego potentially resisting that, like, I don't know, what are people going to say? What are people going to think? So you got to find your way. What is it? The path, the middle path through these obstacles. But again, the innovation is very much there. You may feel Mercury retrograde-ish in this energy because anytime Mercury and Uranus come together, there is mischief. So just keep that in mind if you have any Mercury issues going on. And again, the sleep thing, if you are able to sleep tonight, meaning Sunday night or Monday night, good for you, because it usually hyper-stimulates me. I'll be like, what's going on? What's going on? And usually it has to do with downloads coming in. The last thing I like to mention is having a little notebook where you can write down any of the ideas that come in that could potentially support the release of the mental captivity that this Mercury-Uranus square has going on you. Besides that, we also have Moon in Taurus. Moon in Taurus is hopefully helping us ground in, hopefully helping us remember the lessons of like what we value, what we're really worth, and remembering our gifts through this. We have so many gifts that we are here to utilize. And again, our gifts may not be practical. I did not sit down as a child and be like, I will be an astrologer. And yet this is my gift, tuning into these energies. So you have gifts. How are you being called to bring them forward? Remember that in and through these energies. So Moon in Taurus is conjunct Uranus. So more stimulation. Again, you may get some amazing ideas out of seemingly nowhere. You got some gifts, and this has some potential. I have this in reverse, so it's like this isn't going to come to fruition right away, but these things coming through, if you get some ideas, write them down, hold them for later, because there are possibilities there. Finally, when the cards are like, ah, here we are, we make sense. So write those down. Again, hidden energies coming up and through. That moon is also activating that square. You may feel some worth stuff, like I said, come up in this. So just be aware of that. And if you have the worth stuff, again, you've got to realize, I love this quote, I use it often-ish, from Rumi, you are the soul of the universe, and your name is love. You've got to remember who you are. So just keep that in mind. I feel like the worth issues do go hand in hand with the Leo ego stuff, you know, and sometimes it just has to be faced. As a child, a lot of times, our value, our worth may be kind of pulled out from underneath us, subordinated, that's a good word. Actually, a whole download came through about authority last night. I just remembered this now as I'm doing this, like it was like huge about authority. So keep that in mind, and I'll get into that one of these days. I'll write it down. Speaking of authority, it's here too. Sun in conjunct Jupiter. So this is part of that yod energy that we're building into like this exactish point of. So Sun in Leo, this is important. Inner child, your heart, what you love, giving it all of your heart. And yet we have this Jupiter in Capricorn energy that's in conjunct. Now Jupiter can also represent the authority figure. Jupiter to me is one of the teachers of the zodiac. And so, and in Capricorn does hold that authority, government, rules energy. And so we feel the rules and the authority and this like teaching versus, maybe not versus, but it's just not meeting eye to eye with that heart energy of Sun in Leo. And you've really got to listen to your inner child. You've really got to listen to your heart with this. So be aware of that energy. Whose authority has become your authority? Like when you think of, oh, this was the download. Well, I'll go there. Let's see. Like I was thinking about last night, just the energies of authority. Like how many teachers that we gave our authority over to, they were so much younger than like I am now, for instance. Or my mom was just slightly older than I am now when she had me, and she already had 4 other kids. These people who are still learning and growing and experiencing, maybe they knew more than us, obviously, when we were children, and yet still human, still learning and growing. Like, you know, like, I do not feel like a grown-up. I do not feel like I have all the authority in the world. But we gave our authority over to these people. So just be aware of that in regards to your inner child, because there may be places where you're still holding on to the authority, and it came from somebody who maybe at the time was older than you, but now if you look back, you're actually older than that person was. Maybe it's time that you know better from that heart energy. So that was a huge download. It came through in so many layers last night. See? Innovative ideas coming through. But just keep that in mind in and through this yod, because we need to get to the heart of the matter, and we need to let go of some of these faulty rules, faulty foundations that we've been living under. All right, so I'm going to let that go with that. That being said, you can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and stay curious. Namaste.